there, and welcome to the Good Craic Miniatures YouTube channel. We're finally kicking off, yay! I'm G, I am the miniature painter unextraordinaire of this channel, and I am so excited that you found us. I just wanted to put together this quick welcome video, let everybody know what the channel's about, what you can expect, and what I hope to achieve throughout my time here. I have been a GM of tabletop role-playing games for about 6 years now. Also just a nerd in general. I enjoy all kinds of wonderful nerdy subjects and things. You'll find me, online playing games, reading books, the whole gambit. But when I started GMing, I really wanted to bring an immersive feel to the tabletop for my players. I wanted to bring them into the action and really just give them a whole sandbox to play in. So obviously, I bought my first couple miniatures online to paint up and have miniatures for them, have miniatures they could face off against in battles, and as some of you out there know, that was a huge mistake because you can't just buy a few miniatures. I ended up bringing in, hordes, buy tons of zombies here, tons of goblins here, and my collection grew and grew. And then 2020 and the COVID epidemic hit, and we ended up taking our game online. So I just had a bunch of minis sitting around. Did that stop me from buying more? Absolutely not. Because what also happened during that time with COVID was I got to be online more, and, well, there were a couple of really great Kickstarter campaigns that kicked off, and I thought, well, I'll have the time to paint, and I have plenty of room, so I'll just invest in these. So I ended up investing in Bone 6 Pizza Dungeon, and then also Dungeons & Lasers Woodhaven. I was very excited with Dungeons & Lasers because it also brought in some nice, affordable kind of terrain and dungeon tiles versus me not really well printing my own. As that happened, lots of other things snowballed and happened. I ended up moving all the way up to Maine, leaving my miniature collection behind because I couldn't pack it in the car. I drove up in just my car. Our group kind of ended up being dispersed, so we remained online, and to this day, actually, I have not gone back to GMing at the tabletop, which makes me sad. I'm hoping to get back there soon, but in the meantime, I have a huge pile of miniatures that need painting. If you're familiar with the miniature painting realm, you will often hear us all refer to our piles of shame. Mine is more like a hoard of shame. It's, I want to say now, getting close to 4,000 miniatures, props, and terrain pieces that need painting. And I've done some painting, if you remember, previously. Life just got in the way, but it's time to get down to it, right? I have all this plastic sitting around. It doesn't look great in just gray. So I'm going to dig in and try to get all of this done by the end of 2025. And I'm inviting you to come along for the ride. It also helps me not just to, get out there and get some engagement, but for accountability. I'm telling you now, I want to complete all these by the end of 2025, and you can yell at me if I lag behind and don't. Hopefully that won't be the case, but, again, life does happen. It's going to be a fun ride, I think. There's going to be a lot of new things that I'll be learning. Airbrushing, using a wet palette for the first time. I'm going to take the dive into some non-metallic metals and some dreaded object source lighting painting. We'll play around with different ways to prime, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure I'm going to learn a whole lot. I hope you get to learn a whole lot with me. And more than that, I hope I can just be a nice bright spot in your day. Now, while I have family who do video and photography professionally, I am not a professional at this point, so things are going to be a bit crunchy for a little bit, and just in general, because I'm an awkward person. I do weird things, I say weird things, and not only do I not really have the time to edit every little bit of that out, but I don't want to. I want this channel to be more sort of on the authentic line. I think we have tons of media out there right now showing us perfect, polished, wonderful examples of the art that filming and all sorts of other things can be, but that's not the reality of what you go through as an artist and as someone learning an art. And I want to show that side of things. So you can expect lots of fun bloopers, me dropping things, having trouble, I imagine, with airbrushes and all sorts of technical difficulties. I do promise that lighting, sound, cameras will get better throughout. Like I said, I've got people in my family who do that, so they'll, poke me with needles until I do the right stuff. But I hope that you'll be able to enjoy just the authenticity of what I'm gonna bring to the tabletop. Now, all of this comes with a very important stipulation. Like I've said, I'm just going to paint all of these miniatures, terrain pieces, props by the end of this year, 2025. I've already lost 16 days of that year, though I've been doing prep behind the scenes and that kind of stuff. But in order to entice me along the way, I have a new rule, and that is I cannot purchase any more miniatures until what I have back here and under here is all painted and put away. Now, there are a couple caveats to that. I do have some current things that are already pledged in crowdfunding. In fact, Caves from Archon Studio Dungeons and Lasers will be here sometime in the next couple months. That's largely terrain, but some miniatures there. I also Dante by Creative Game Studios, Grim Coven by Awakened Realms, The New Bard Song by Steamforged Games, Lands of Evershade, again Awakened Realms, Heroes of Might and Magic by Archon Studios, and Master of Orion at Astra by Archon Studios, which, by the way, is still currently crowdfunding on GameFound. You should check it out. You'll note a lot of those are board games. Again, nerd. I love board games. I've loved board games since I was very small. I just don't often have people to play with because I didn't have friends. Because again, nerd. But I enjoy investing them, and I have family that likes to play them now. So those will be coming in. Those are exempt, and I am putting 2 other exemptions yet to be released on the line, and those are both from Archon Studios. You'll find out that I have a soft spot for Archon Studios and specifically Dungeons and Lasers. They put together really great crowdfunding campaigns and amazing product. So the 2 that are coming out that were exempt to that rule are Porthaven and Invoker, both by Archon Studios, starting later this year. That's it. Aside from that, nothing else am I allowed to purchase, or are you wily devils allowed to purchase for me, or anyone allowed to purchase for me, until I've completed my great hoard of shame behind me. So I hope you're going to come with me on this journey. Come watch me awkwardly attempt the impossible and paint nearly 4,000 pieces in less than a year. And, have some fun. Mostly, that's what I'm here for. The world is a crazy place right now, and nobody knows what's going to happen next or what their lives will look like several months from now. So if I can bring just a little bit of light and shine into your day, a little bit of relief from the stressors and everything that seems to be pressing on you, maybe telling you you're not good enough or you're not doing enough, anything like that, or just show you that you're not the only one who can't hold things in your hands for prolonged periods of time or has to paint with shaky hands. That happens sometimes. You're going to see that happen, I promise. My eyes are a huge problem for me. But yeah, I hope you come along. You know the drill. I have to say it, even though it's cliche at this point. Like, subscribe, hit that little bell button so you get notifications when I post something new, or go live. I'm sure I'll do that at some point, and then you can just see the awkwardness in real time. I look forward to seeing you in the future. I hope you catch the next video as well. But until I see you again, take care and be good to one another. See you guys later.